Hi, and we are live again Monday, and lots of things going on. We've got all our prize winners to announce this Monday, so that's exciting. So look out for that. And that, remember, we've got non-members and members, so that's coming up in a moment. First, a report on what's been happening. Of course, we just come back from a lovely cruise up in Norway. Alfie had a ball, living life the cruise way, as it were, from the morning until the night, and enjoying it all the way. And I think pretty much all of us did. It was a really nice cruise, yeah, from Scotland to Scotland via Norway. And so we came back. Had a game of teams on Thursday, so keeping myself busy. Then Friday live. But considering that was a bridge event, etc., we are taking a few days off at the end of this week. So we're not live on the next Friday, and we're not live on the bank holiday Monday next week. Okay, so the Friday and the Monday, we are off. So we've got today, which is nice. This is the finishing off the defence, as it were. Defence as partner of the leader, remember, is our topic. And then teams on Wednesday for the members, of course, and then we will be back again on the Wednesday afterwards for, I think, if I'm right, a prize teams. And I've got all the prize winners in place as well. I'm getting more organised now, isn't that good? What else is there? Well, we've got Into Bridge, so we're still playing the Monday game on Into Bridge, so that's this evening, so do join them there. Free of charge, of course. We're still offering that, asking you to experience it and give us your feedback on that game. So that's for the members of the BNB site, our Monday game. We are going to be looking at being partner with the leader, which is, you know, whether we're going to look at roughing this time, which I think is quite an interesting aspect. Okay, we've got the 5-level decision as usual. Okay, and then of course the bidding quiz at the end, and last but not least, we have the beginners little section of the website, and we had our first beginners session on Sunday. So we had a table going on Sunday. What we're saying to beginners, those who have signed up as novices or in the full members, either ones, is that you're going to have an option of playing in a game, assisted play game. Fully assisted game on the Sunday mornings. Okay, that will be at I think 9:15. So if you are interested in that as a member, as a novice member, or any member of the BNB site, please email us, because we'd love to get you involved. That's for beginners, you know, real novices, and to get you going playing bridge. Please do get in touch with us. Okay, well, I'll tell you what, let's look at, before I do the announcement of the winners, let's look at the 5-level decision here, which I like to put up. So there you go. So those of you on Friday will have seen this. This is a cliffhanger, so I'll give you this, then we'll announce all the winners, then we'll look at the seminar for today, and then we'll come back to this. So let's have a look. You're sitting east, both sides are vulnerable. Both sides are vulnerable. Okay, and the auction, obviously, you start with a 1 spade, I hope. It then goes 2 hearts from south. Your partner jumps to 3 spades, which to me is natural. Okay, and you don't feel you're within range of a slam, so you just bid 4 spades, which you obviously expect to finish the auction. However, things take a strange twist, because south bids 5 clubs, and north then bids 5 hearts. Okay, and it's your turn to bid. So that's interesting, isn't it? So you sort of bid 4 spades, assuming that was the end of things. South has come alive, and you are obviously assuming that south has a big distributional hand, and you've got a decision to make. Okay, so we'll come back to that in a moment, but it's our 5-level decisions. Okay, so what I've got to move on to now is the winners of our prize event. Let me just rearrange myself here. So we're looking at the winners, so let's go to it. So the first winner to announce is Anne Brackenbury. She's one of our members, and she has won a 1-year BNB subscription, which basically means that she gets the next year free of charge. So well done, Anne. That's a great start. Okay, next we have the £50 gift voucher goes to Sue Tadman. So well done, Sue. Okay, these are for the prizes for the members. For the members. The next member prize winner who wins the hamper with all sorts of things is Marianne Murray. Marianne Murray. So well done, Marianne. Okay. Next, the Q Plus bridge software goes to Peter Dawes. And if he's already got the Q Plus, he'll be offered a different type of software, one of my things. So well done, Peter Dawes. Okay, and last but not least, the top prize winner. So the prize winner of the holiday for 2. Let's have a look who we've got. It's Sue May. So well done, Sue May. I know that she's been on holidays with me before, so that's very nice for her. So that's a BNB UK holiday for 2. So well done to all of those members for winning the prizes. We will be in touch. If they haven't been in touch already, they may well have done, I don't know, but hopefully they'll be in touch with you as soon as they can, just to clarify what you've won and what it means to you. However, we've also got prizes for the non-members. So let me go over to here. The first prize we have for the non-members. Well, that's good. Sue didn't even know she was entered. The first prize goes to Daniel Bennison. So well done to Daniel Bennison. He's got 3 streaming DVDs. So that's 3 DVDs of his choice. The next prize is for the Q Plus software, goes to Doug Mercer. So well done, Doug. However, the last prize to the non-members, which again is a holiday for 2. Let's get ourselves over to that. Is Patricia Lawrence. Patricia Lawrence. So there you go. I'm hoping, or thank you very much to everybody. Now, bear in mind, if you didn't know you were entered as a member, of course, we just wanted you to be active on the site. And of course, some of you are active on the site. Anyway, but we've had lots of things going on, lots of you on Facebook and doing all sorts of things. And also thank you to the non-members who got involved, both signing up and interacting and doing various things, whether you were liking our pages or watching the Mondays. So well done to everybody there. You'll all be contacted, and you will have your respective prizes. And I'm sorry to those of you who missed out, but next year we'll be back. Okay, well, hopefully we will survive another year. Yes, so 3 years up and running, and we are still going strong and hopefully enjoying ourselves. So that's enough about that. Let's take ourselves, I think, to our little seminar. So the topic at the moment has been defense as partner of the leader. It is a really interesting topic for me because it never gets taught, of course. We get taught leading. It's one of the easiest things to do is teaching leading. But on the other side of the table, we don't tend to get taught. So reading the lead, the read of the lead, as it were, is not easy all the time. Okay, now, 2 or 3 weeks ago, I can't remember how long ago it was, I talked about spot card leads and trying to analyze them, whether they were a high spot card or a low spot card or anything like that. And that is not easy. Well, have a look at this. We're going to look at the idea of roughing. Okay, so again, it's not always clear whether partner has led shortage or length. If you think partner might have led shortage, it's going to have massive implications for the rest of the hand. So for example, if your partner's led a singleton, add up all the cards. So let's say there's 3 in dummy and 3 in your hand. Partner leads a small card. You think, oh, that could be a singleton. 3, 3, 1 would leave 6 for declarer. Is that realistic on the auction you've just had? Probably not, but that's the point. The point is that the auction will often clarify things, okay? So you look at dummy in your hand and you look at how many cards. Now, of course, if there's 9 or 10 cards between you and dummy, you're starting to think it could well be a short lead, okay? If you've only got 6 or 5, clearly you're going to be thinking it's a longer lead unless declare as bid the suit. Okay, so consider the bidding, and always, whenever you think partner might have a singleton, make sure you've totted up the cards. And I've showed a number of these in the big seminar. Okay, now I'm going to use one example from the big seminar here, which I think is a nice and straightforward one, and then we'll see another one where we're going to try and work things out. Okay, so when you're identifying the lead, the second thing is, if you think it's shortage, is it a singleton or doubleton? And many of you will have seen me put that phrase up there, singleton or doubleton. And of course, I ask you to look at the difference between the two. Singleton or doubleton, I always put the singleton in capital letters because I want you to think that most of the time, if in doubt, it's going to be a singleton. However, again, if you're pretty sure it's shortage, but you work out it can't be a singleton, well then, by all means, okay. Why do I say the singleton, doubleton? I don't like doubleton leads. Now, bear in mind, if you watch me play teams, it's a different game. And I know that a lot of you will have seen me leading doubletons playing teams. And that's because I will always say before, I hope if you listen to me playing, you will hear me say, look, I think they're going to make this contract, so I'm going to attack. Now, I don't attack playing pairs, because if they're going to make the contract, I still don't want them to make with an overtrick. Playing teams, if they've had an auction, let's say your partner's passed and you've got 2 points, okay? Your partner's already passed as opener and you've got 2 points. You know they've got 28 points between them. Well, if they're only in game, they're likely to make it easily unless you can maybe get a rough. So that's where you might attack. That's different. But that's playing teams, playing pairs. And this is what I'm focused on here, playing pairs. I don't really like doubleton leads unless your partner's bid the suit. Completely normal to lead a doubleton then. Also an unbid suit. So if they've bid 3 suits, I don't know, a spade, 2 diamonds, 2 hearts, 4 hearts. If partner leads a doubleton club, he's expecting me to have length in that suit. Neither of the opponents have bid it. They've both suggested length in 2 suits, so wouldn't be surprised that I'm going to be long in clubs. Okay, so a doubleton is okay in an unbid suit or the own bid suit, but never, really, you should never really be leading a doubleton in a suit bid by the opponents. Because always remember this, if you lead a short suit, you will be establishing tricks for the opponents. If you lead their suit. So let's say I lead a doubleton and they've bid the suit, partner wins the ace and leads one back. Quite often you've just established their suit. Now you might get a ruff, but always be aware that you'll get that ruff at the expense of having established their suit. Okay, so let's look at this example. This is the one from the big seminar, and I hope this is relatively straightforward. Then we'll follow it up, as I say. So remember, we've got the middle of the screen is the northeast southwest square there. Okay, dummy is at the top of the screen, and this time I've got you sitting as east. Remember, declarer is underneath the screen. We can't see his hand. He opens a heart. It goes a spade from north, 2 clubs, and I think it's reasonable probably for north to bid 4 hearts there. Remember, north is assuming that south has at least 5 hearts here, so jumps to the normal game. Okay, and your partner leads the 7 of spades. So bearing in mind what we're talking about, clearly we're going to be focused on the fact that we think it might be from shortage, but you can see the number of cards already in display. You can see 10 spades. There's 5 in your hand, 4 in dummy, and 1 on the table from your partner. So immediately you're thinking that could be from shortage. Does that make sense? Okay, so the 5 comes from dummy. What is the lead? You can see 10 spades. Okay, so my first thought here is that this is going to be shortage. It's also a suit bid by dummy. Okay, so I don't like the fact that my partner's leading it, unless there's only one reason I'd be happy if he was leading it. And I trust my partner. I trust my partner. Okay, so I think it must be shortage. Is it a singleton or doubleton? And this is where the trust comes in. I would not expect my partner to lead a doubleton if dummy has bid the suit here. So in the auction given, if partner had led a diamond, it's the unbid suit. Okay, I don't mind partners leading the unbid suit because he's hoping or she's hoping that I've got the strength there. But in spades, he knows he's leading one of the opponent's suits here. Okay, so I think it's important that I can trust my partner. So I'll put the ace on there. Okay, let's put the ace on. However, declarer plays the king here. Okay, and again, this is fundamental when you are defending. Whenever you're defending, you have to decide who you trust. Do you trust your partner or do you trust declarer? And I'm hoping that you are on the side of your partner. So declarer is clearly not wanting you to lead another spade. He actually has the king, the 10 and another one here. Okay, but of course the king of spades is a clever play. A lot of people will fall for it. They'll think, oh well, that's interesting, partner's led from 10, 7, 3, you know, I suppose he's led mud, I'll carry on. But why would he lead mud in a suit bid by your opponents here? Okay, I guess there could be the old strange circumstances where he's chosen not to lead from aces, etc., and from a trump. But really, you've got to trust your partner here. Okay. Remember, there is a vague opportunity. There's a vague chance that partner's got the ace of diamonds, the ace of clubs, and I suppose the queen of hearts. But that seems unlikely. Okay, it seems unlikely because that's too many points anyway. Bear in mind that making a random lead in spades is a much worse lead than probably leading away from a queen or something like that. Okay, because your partner's going to get it wrong. And as you can see here, we will have established declarer spades. So it would be a really poor lead. So you have to trust your partner that your partner hasn't made a poor lead here. Okay, so I'm just going to lead a spade back. Notice I've chosen a middle spade, the 6 there, because I don't care what partner leads afterwards. Okay, and your partner roughs it there. Okay. Someone was looking at the, sorry Renu, you might have come to this hand late. I'll show you the full hand here. North had just played a spade to trick 1. Okay. Okay. So North had just played a spade to trick 1. So North did have 4 spades originally. Okay. So here's the hand. It's actually interesting because declarer does go down. He loses a spade, the ace of spades, the ace of diamonds, a club and a ruff. But it's a little bit more subtle than that. Because as soon as you lead a spade to the ace and it gets ruffed, you've established the opponent's suit. So actually it looks like declarer can make, because let's say you win the ace of spades, partner ruffs it, partner then switches to the king of clubs. Declarer wins, draws trumps, and can discard the singleton diamond on his winning spades. Okay. However, he's not got quite enough tricks and has to knock out the ace of diamonds anyway. So it's a little bit more subtle because once he's drawn trumps, he can only ruff 1 club. But the key is whenever you look for a ruff in the opponent's suit, you will very often establish that suit. And that is why we hate leading doubletons. If it was 7-2 opposite ace to 4 there, you've done declarer's work for him. You'd have established his suit and he'll get lots of nice and easy discards. Here though, declarer ends up having to knock out the ace of diamonds in the end anyway. Okay, so you will take it down as long as partner switches to the king of clubs. No doubt here, someone's saying 3 no trumps. 3 no trumps would seem okay. Obviously you're going to go down in 3 no trumps. You've got too many losers. Well, I say that they'd have to lead a club against it. They might not find the right lead. But it's very difficult when you've got a good fit. Bear in mind that 4 hearts is a great contract unless the spades break 5-1. So you're in the right contract in 4 hearts, if that makes sense. But it turns out that the spades are 5-1. If the spades break any other way, clearly, 4 hearts is better, as it were. But on this occasion, it'll be interesting to see what West might lead. I think they may well lead a diamond, so you may well do all right in 5 clubs, in 3 no trumps. But again, 3 no trumps will only score okay if four spades goes down, four hearts goes down. So let's say they lead a diamond and switch to clubs. You'll still only make 9 tricks in no trumps. And you would have made 10 in hearts. So when you've got an 8 card fit in hearts, you basically want to play in it. Okay. And you're just unlucky if they get a ruff against you. Okay, let's look at another one. Okay, again, you're sitting in the east seat. Yes, so I was thinking if east was on lead, he'd probably lead a diamond and then west would switch to clubs. Okay. 1 heart from south here. Remember, we can't see south's hand. North bids 3 hearts. It's a flat hand, but you feel you've got to support 3 hearts. And then south bids 4 hearts. Okay, so it's a nice and straightforward 4 heart contract. And your partner leads the 7 of spades. Okay. Dummy plays the queen. And it's your turn to think. So this is an interesting one. So there's no suits bid. Tricky. Let's have a look then. Let's try and put things in perspective. So first of all, what is the lead? Well, again, we can see 10 spades. We can see 10 spades, can't we? Tricky. What else is there to think about? Well, let's try and put the ace on. Declare follows with the 10. Okay. So, do we trust south or partner? Well, the point is we don't know. We've no idea if that 10 is normal. Okay, we're missing the 8 and the 3 of spades. Okay, we are missing the 8 and the 3 of spades here. Those are the only 2 that are missing. Okay. What on earth is the lead? Okay. So let's try and put the whole thing in perspective. Try to picture West's whole hand here. And this is what's key, because I think a good proportion of players are, I think, going to put the ace on and just lead a spade back without trying to put this in perspective. So a lot of, I mean, South can have 4 hearts, no doubt about it, but a lot of the time he will have 5. Your partner either has a singleton or doubleton trump here, could even have void. Okay, and this is the key here. You've got to contemplate the whole hand. Again, it depends on your style, but look at the clubs and diamonds here. Funnily enough, Jan had a point on the last hand. She was saying, well, what if partner has an honor in clubs and honor in diamonds? And well, it's not going to surprise me here that if partner has a void in hearts or a singleton trump, not going to want to lead that. Okay, and a lot of the time, partner's going to have, well, could have the ace of diamonds and the ace of clubs, let alone the queen of diamonds and the ace of clubs. It's not going to be beyond the realms of possibility that partner feels that the best lead is a spade from 3 small. A mud lead. It could be a doubleton as well. Could be a doubleton, but could be mud as well. Okay, but the point is, I don't think it has to be a singleton. And so at this point, I would think to myself, what is the most likely? And bearing in mind that quite a lot of the time, South will have 5 hearts for the raise. If partner's got 2 singletons, is that likely a holding? Okay, so how many trumps has partner got? I think he may have a singleton club. He might have 2. If he'd had 2, then maybe why didn't he lead a trump? Okay, so it is interesting. So there will be times I'll get this wrong. There will be times where this is a singleton lead. But I'm thinking to myself, do you know, I think most of the time that's not a singleton. I think it's partner just making the most passive lead he can. And I can win the ace of spades. Now, if dummy was not begging me to lead a suit here, dummy's on my right. If there is a very weak suit, the weakest suit in sight, I'm going to switch to it. If there's not, though, I'm not. So let's say the queen of clubs was in dummy. I would feel no massive inclination to switch here. Okay, because you know, both suits I'm leading to have too much strength. And remember, if dummy had the queen of clubs, if partner had the ace and king of clubs, partner would have been leading them. So for me here, a dummy is begging me to lead a club. Whatever declare is missing in clubs, my partner's got. So I would feel that if I'm not, I would say 80% of the time that's not a singleton lead, maybe more often than that. Therefore, I am going to choose to switch. Again, this depends on the style. Let's say you're non-vulnerable, for example, here. If your style is to often show your two suitors, you may well find your partner might have bid a 2-no trumps unusual bid. If your partner's got a singleton spade, maybe a doubleton heart, or even a singleton spade and a singleton heart. Does that make sense? He's going to be 6-5 or something like that in the minors. Maybe your partner would have come into the auction. Does that make sense? Okay, so I am going to win that, okay, and then lead a club back. So the last question, of course, was why would partner lead a spade? And I think it is because he's got a singleton trump, he doesn't think that's a safe lead, and he's going to have strength in both minors. So he doesn't want to lead away from them, okay? So it's a fine line, and I won't always get this right in the sense that if partner, here's the full hand, you've got to decide what to lead from the west hand. Okay, so it goes 1 heart pass, 3 hearts, 4 hearts. We've had the auction, and you've got to decide what to lead from that west hand. Clearly, a diamond lead, if you choose it, would be a disaster on this hand. A trump lead's okay, but obviously a singleton trump will often give things away. I mean, I say a trump lead's okay. You know, if declarer picks up the diamonds, it might not work out so well, but it's an interesting hand. I think a spade lead is a reasonable lead, and it's up to us to work out. Again, Brian's asking, would we duck or not at trick 1? I think clearly here you can't afford to, because it would give away the spade trick. And if you analyse it and place partner with not a singleton, then of course partner could have 3. And therefore you need to win trick 1. You might still get away with it by ducking, as it were, but declarer can obviously pick up the diamonds and only lose 3 tricks, so you do need to win trick 1 here. But it's an interesting hand. So a club switch, as you can see, easily defeats the con-check. You take 4 tricks off the top. A spade continuation, and of course declarer can actually throw 2 club tricks, because it turns out that you're leading away from your jack into the queen 9, and declarer can actually throw 2 clubs on the spades. And if declarer works out why the spade was led, because West didn't want to lead anything else, they may pick up the diamonds and make an over trick. So you could imagine 4 hearts plus 1 rather than 4 hearts minus 1. And these are the kind of hands that sort of look simple after the event, but I think this is a tough hand. I think we get into habits of, oh, well, there's 10 spades there, I'm going to win that and give my partner a ruff. You know, and don't forget, as I say, you know, there's going to be hands where maybe partner's led from a singleton spade, he's got a doubleton heart, he's got 6 rubbish diamonds, I suppose, that he didn't want to lead away from, you know, and chooses to lead a singleton. So it could be that partner has led a singleton spade. So doing this right isn't always right. I mean, winning the ace and switching isn't always going to be right. So you've got to bear that in mind. What you've got to do is, what you've got to do on hands like these is try to get it right more often than not. And that is bridge, I'm afraid. The 5-level decisions that I keep showing you, the whole point of the 5-level decision discussion is, let's try and get this right 60% of the time rather than just 50 or 40. You can't get it right 100%. We would love that. Okay, so your partner's leads, getting into the habit of spending a bit more time at trick 1. Spending a little bit more time and respecting partner. Respect that partner is going to make a good choice. At the end of the hand, if he's made a rubbish choice, by all means, put a note on your scorecard and discuss tomorrow morning, okay? Or look at the hands, okay? But at the table, you've got to say to yourself, I believe partner's made the right lead. Why has he made that lead? Okay, tricky. Okay, just a couple of things about the holidays then. I'm off to the Isle of Wight as usual next year. It's slightly earlier in February because I'm going to keep the half term for my family, if that's okay. Might even go skiing, we'll see. So we're going to the Isle of Wight again in February. Slight changes there. There's I'm going to be honest, the ferry company has changed the goalposts, so there's a little bit more expense there from the ferry company. We used to get a very nice deal with them, but they have, I think, possibly reasonably, at the behest of the Isle of Wighters, changed that slightly. And with also, of course, Denham Grove, I'm going to be there in October. Interestingly, we're doing minors there. So those of you who are following me on the Friday, we are going to look at both the minors, the inverted minors there, and we will also be looking at minors in competitions. That's interesting. And Ingrid's there as well in November. So lots to think about. Do look at the website, of course, with regard to those events. You can see them all there, including obviously the holidays abroad, whether we're going to Tunisia, which we are, I think, with that Lynn, where you can see that. So that's Lynn's there in November. We're going to be going there next year as well. I'm going to go there. I'm hoping I'm going to go to Tunisia with my family, so that's going to be March, April of next year. So do look into that. I think that's going to be exciting. You know, I get excited easily, but we should have some fun there. And we go to the Canaries a lot, both in November, December and January. So if you like your winter sun, well, if you'd like some summer sun, I must admit we'll have to start relabeling things because we're not getting so many summer suns, are we? Okay. All right, so what are we going to do? We are going to look at that decision. So what did you decide on this one? What did you decide? So let's go through it again. 1 spade from you, 2 hearts, 3 spades to me is a limit bid. The equivalent of 11 points, that kind of hand. If partner is stronger, they can bid the opponent's suit in this auction, okay? So it's just a genuine limit bid. So I didn't feel there was a chance for a slam, so I wasn't going to make a Q bid or anything. I think 4 spades is reasonable. And then I get a surprise. Both sides are vulnerable here. So what kind of hand are you placing south with here? Okay, what kind of hand are you placing south with? I think, you know, you're thinking, you could say 10 cards in but I think most of the time South has probably got 11 cards in the suits here. I think South has got a really big hand, distributionally, not necessarily strength-wise. North then bids 5 hearts, partner, go on, then I'll go back to hearts. So that, you know, doesn't imply a huge number of hearts. It just says, partner, look, you forced me to choose. So you've got to make a decision. Now, the most important thing to remember is I hope that you realise there's 3 positive options here. Your side, both you and your partner, should know that you are bidding 4 spades to make. Okay, I would hope that both of you feel that you were just about to bank 620 points. That's really important in this auction because what it means is you've got 3 options. Double says partner, I always think it's right to be in 5 hearts doubled. 5 spades means partner, I think it's always right we should be in 5 spades. Pass says I am not sure. But it does not mean we're going to finish in 5 hearts undoubled. It means that my partner has to make the decision of doubling or bidding on. We are not going to pass 5 hearts out. Are you happy with that? So this is a forcing pass situation. So if you are sure of your answer, go ahead and bid it. But I know what my view of this hand is. My view is, partner, I've got no idea what you hold in clubs and hearts. I have nothing in them. But if you have something in clubs and hearts, I would imagine we would want to defend, because the implication would be that if partner had diamonds and spades only, then it's a double fit. And as we've discussed before, with double fits, you want to bid on. So I think it depends what's in my partner's hand. Does that make sense? And if it depends in what's in my partner's hand, then I need to pass. Okay? So if you double here, your partner will pass. If you bid 5 spades here, your partner will pass. Okay? Remember, it's not about making a profit, it's whether you can make 5 spades is the key on the hand. Okay? You're not trying to make a profit. The opponents have bid well possibly here. Your job is to make sure you get a positive score. There's nothing worse than getting this wrong. So you bid 5 spades here, and as you can see, there are 3 losers. And the reason is because partner has a lot of strength in clubs and hearts. So it's going to go pass, pass, and your partner will double. Okay, he knows he can't pass. Okay, and that's the end of the auction. Okay, and it may well be a profit for your opponents. It is indeed a profit for your opponents here, but you get the best score you can. Okay, well done, South. I think it's bold bidding, but it's good bidding. And as Ruben said, he was expecting 6-5, and that is exactly what South's got. Okay, it is bold bidding. It's easier to do it when you're non-vulnerable. They will only give 500 away. I think they're just going to lose 1 heart, 1 spade, 1 diamond, and 1 club. They're going to lose 3 aces and 1 trump. But that is a good bit of bidding, because I think 4 spades is going to probably make, it's quite tight. Even 4 spades is tight, because the diamonds are not nice for you, but you might be able to, I'm just having a look to see whether you've got much chance. You would need a bit of help from the opponents, I think. I don't know, I think you I'm trying to work out whether you make, I think, I don't know whether you're going to make 4 spades actually. But anyway, it looks like you might make 4 spades. But the key is you haven't bid on to 5. So what do I mean about this? Well, imagine you swap the 5 of diamonds in the west hand for the Queen of Hearts. So you have 3 hearts to the 10, and you have Queen Jack to 4 diamonds. Now I would hope that when West gets, the bidding comes around to West, West is looking at very little in the heart suit, but he's got good diamonds. So he might be contemplating that the opponents have a double fit in hearts and clubs, and that we may well have a double fit in diamonds and spades. So if that Queen of Hearts was the Queen of Diamonds, then of course it's not easy to judge, but I'm hoping that my partner might find 5 spades. We would make 5 spades then, because we'd have solid diamonds and solid spades. Okay, so it's all about that double fit. Here, most of your partner's points are in clubs and hearts. So he's thinking, okay, this isn't so much a double fit here. You know, and what I mean by double fit is double fit of the high cards. So although you still have 8 diamonds here, the point is you know that South is going to be weak in diamonds, short in diamonds. So, okay. So it's an interesting hand, and getting these right. I mean, there'll be times when we don't get it right. And in many ways we've passed the buck. The pass is saying, partner, I'm not willing to make the decision. So it's then West's decision. And as I say, it's because he's got the high cards in hearts and clubs that he's done it. Anyway, let's leave that. Okay, but the key there is that you would have got 500 out of 5 hearts doubled, which isn't as much as 4 spades making. Isn't as much as 4 spades making, if 4 spades makes. But I tell you what, it's a lot better than 5 spades. 5 spades would go at least 1 off, and they're big swings. That's 100 instead of 500. Okay, so it really is crucial, and in teams we really feel this. Okay, we really do. These are really tough decisions. But I would feel that I would do the same. Funnily enough, I remember someone asking, I think it was Brian asking on Friday, would it make a difference, teams and pairs? I don't think so from East's point of view here at all. I think you're passing to allow your partner to evaluate his cards in the opponent's suit. Okay, notice, anyway, that's enough on that. So, we've talked about a lot, haven't we? We really have talked about a lot today. We've had the prize winners. Well done to Sue May particularly, and Pauline, I think it was, of the non-members winning those holidays, and everybody else. Let's finish though with the bidding quiz. And we're moving on to a different topic here for these ones. This one is a little bit more maybe straightforward to start with, but the topic I think is going to be generally in a competitive auction, looking to see what we do when our partner makes an overcall. So here, 165, 1 heart on your left, 2 diamonds from your partner, 2 hearts. Nobody's vulnerable, so 1 heart on your left, 2 diamonds from your partner, 2 hearts, and it's your bid. And don't forget, you can get your answers on the website. So enjoy that. I've been running long and fast today, so long and fast. Okay, so enjoy that bidding quiz. Thanks for your company. Brian's asking the 5 level decisions. I'm going to discuss both, Brian. I will discuss both teams and pairs, but I think on this one it was the same for both, as it were, the same answer for both. But because these are crucial both at pairs and teams, particularly teams, in fact, we will try to discuss both and see. And there will be times that I think there will be different decisions in some. Okay, so we'll see. That's the 5 level decisions. Okay, don't forget, we are not here Monday, we're not here Friday. Okay, so that's the other way around. We're not here Friday, we're not here Monday. We are here Wednesday for the members of the teams game, and we'll be back the Wednesday and Friday afterwards. So the bank holiday, we're not here. Friday, we're not here. We've got the beginners to come though, so don't forget that. And thanks for your company, and see you again soon. Okay, let's nip over to the beginners for responding to preempts. Oh, I've gone too far. I have to go back a little there, so let's go back. Let me find where I am. Okay, so let's start the beginners section. 3 level openings. Okay, we've talked about them already. We've said they're preemptive, showing weak hands with long suits, 5 to 9 points, and 7 card suits. So I'm just repeating that so that we can put in context the rest of the thing. Okay, we like to have some strength in the suit. You don't want to do it on. You'll find that as people play bridge more, they will do them on variable suits. But when you're starting, make sure you've got a reasonably strong suit. Okay, so here's the classic example that I've shown you each time we've looked at a preemptive hand. Okay, 5 to 9 points, a lovely suit. It is a beautiful descriptive bid. We've been looking at responding to that. Now last week, not last week, the last lesson, I talked about when we pass. Okay, and generally that's going to be what you're going to be doing. You're just going to leave your partner in it and let the opponent struggle to come in over it, because they've got to start at the 3 level. However, you can be strong. And generally you need about 16 or more points to go for game. Okay, because remember, your partner's shown a weak hand, 5 to 9 points. 5 to 9 points in a strong long suit. So you get a bit of extra strength from that long suit. So don't get me wrong, you sort of put your partner with sort of 8 or so points, and hence you need 16 points. Don't forget also, you can have some distribution yourself, as we'll see. So you're generally going to play in your partner's suit. Let's look at an example. 3 hearts from your partner. What do you think? So you prefer to have weak hands when your partner's preempting, so you can just pass. But here you've been dealt a rather nice hand. 17 points. You've got good heart support. Remember, your partner's got 7 of them. That means you have a 9 card fit. So I am going to go for game. I've got 17 points. We've got a fit in hearts. Let's go for game. 4 hearts. As it happens on this hand, there is an option of 3 no trumps, but 4 hearts is generally what you're going to go for here. Okay, it's a lovely strong bid. You think you've got 4 tricks in your hand, 3 aces, and hopefully 1 from the king, queen of spades, and of course your partner's got all of those hearts. Okay, so with 16 or more points, you're allowed to go for game. Okay, and generally it's going to be your partner's suit that you go for. Next week we will look at responding to a minor where things might be slightly different, okay? But opposite a major here, you're happy to play in that major, and 4 hearts is a nice bit here, okay? And if they lead a diamond, you're going to be able to just lose a couple of diamonds in the ace of spades there. You'll be able to discard your club loser on one of your spades. Can you see that? Okay, you'd knock out the ace of spades and discard the other loser. So what about this hand? 3 hearts again. This time you've only got 13 high card points. Okay, so you might think, I'll just leave it. And that would certainly be the right thing to do, unless you had a big fit and a nice, beautiful bit of distribution. Because don't forget, when we respond with a fit, we're allowed to add on for our distribution, particularly our singletons and voids. So you have a good fit in hearts, and you need to be excited about that singleton. Okay, so I want you to add 3 points on for that, and that takes you to your lovely 16 points. And so you bid 4 hearts again. Okay, and all you need to do is ruff a diamond in your hand, and you're making those same number of tricks. Okay, I think our cleaners have arrived because I've overrun, so bear with us if you heard a doorbell there. So here's your hand, and look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, you're going to lose the ace of spades, the ace of diamonds, and you might lose a club. Make sure you ruff a diamond though. Okay, really important here. You can't just draw all the trumps. You need to make sure you're roughing a diamond there. Okay, but a lovely hand. 4 hearts. Remember, partner's only got 6 points. You've only got 19 points between you. Isn't that extraordinary? But because you've got a wonderful fit and both of you have a singleton, you can actually make a game. And that's a lovely bit of bidding. 3 hearts, 4 hearts. Beautiful. Okay. And one last one. 3 hearts again. What do you fancy this time? This is tricky. You've got 18 high card points. So you feel you've got to go for game. So which game are you going to bid? So I'm telling you, you've got to bid a game. So a lot of people, this is where a lot of beginners and novices would go wrong. We'd think, well, clearly it's 3 no trumps. Partner's got lots of hearts and I've got all the other suits. Imagine how you would get to your partner's hand. In fact, you know what partner's hand is. I've already shown you. It's the same one as we've shown each time. He's got king, queen, jack to 7 hearts and nothing else. So you lose the first heart trick to your opponents. Your partner never gets the lead again. So you'd only make 5 tricks. Can you see? You would never get your partner's hand. So the answer of how do you get your partner's hand is you make the hearts trumps. I know it seems odd, but you have got an 8 card fit. He's got 7 and you've got 1. So there is 8 hearts there. So if in doubt and you're going for game, game in partner's suit. So believe it or not, it is 4 hearts here. Let's look at partner's hand. It's the same hand that we've seen each time. And as you can see, if you played in 3 no trumps here, your opponents will win the first round of hearts and you will never reach the west hand again. So the only cards you're able to use are the ace, king, and ace. You might make a long club on the way, but you will go down deeply. But in 4 hearts, of course, you can get to the west hand easily because hearts are trumps. So you would knock out the ace of hearts, draw the rest of the trumps, and you may well make 4 hearts plus 1. So when you're responding to a preempt, particularly in a major, it is very, very rare not to play in that major. Next week? No, next lesson, because we're not here next week. Next lesson, we will see sometimes we can bid 3 no trumps, but that's usually opposite a minor, and there will be good reasons for it. When you have a singleton in your partner's suit, almost always you're going to end up playing in his suit. It's a really hard thing for novices to get this one. So do not feel that you should get this straight away. because your hand begs you to bid 3 no trumps, doesn't it? The East, looking at the East hand, it says, well, my partner's got hearts and I've got the other suits. But it's because your partner's got 7 of them. And he should be strong in it. And this is why it's important that West has strong hearts. Imagine West had Jack to 7 hearts. You'd be pretty disappointed. He's got a good enough heart suit, and therefore you can get home in 4 hearts. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed that. And see you in a couple of weeks for our next lesson. Thanks very much.